So, hello, welcome back to another motion graphics basics or motion graphics under 20 minutes. I think this is seriously an accidental series because I hadn't thought of that as particular series like map animation, which we are doing right now, like the map animation series and other series also. But this is purely accidental, and I just thought of it while I was just making another map animation tutorial, and I thought that I haven't touched this part of motion graphics since a long time. And by long time I don't mean that long, that years and years have gone by or passed by, but not that long. But let's just start basically, okay, because we just have 20 minutes anyways, and I don't think that we'll be able to complete this in 20 minutes. So so let me just load the image. Here it is. This is what we'll be making today. Let me just keep it over here. Yeah, that is it. All right, so how do we make this? First of all, let me tell you the concept. So this is basically a paint roller, and it is like this is the paint, and when it's going upwards, the paint is obviously removed, and when it's coming down, the paint is painted on the wall. Okay, so first let's create this plain background, and before that, I always say this in my video that my workspace might be a little bit different from you. You can do the same. This is vertical, you might have the horizontal workspace. So come to workspace, layout presets, fusion presets, choose mist flow if you want the same workspace which I have, and also right click anywhere in the node graph option and choose show grid, so that you will be able to see the grid, and show navigator, build flow vertically, and also arrange tools to grid and auto arrange should checked on. That is it. Now my toolbar is also unchecked, as you can see, so that's why I don't have this toolbar. I have more space. Shift plus spacebar to add any tool, because this select tool will pop up. Select tool menu, and let's type here BG, because first things which I will be adding is the background itself, white background. So let's make it white background. Hit OK. After this BG, let's add a media out also, so that we'll be able to see this in edit page. Here it's fine. Okay, so let me just place it over here, and let's add another background after it. So BG, it will automatically add this merge node, and because this is on top of this one, as you can see here, the background 2 input is this green one, and background 1 is yellow one. Green is foreground, this is background, so basic stuff. Let us change this its color to this bluish indigo kind of color, because firstly we'll make the outlines of it. Alright, so how do you make the outlines? It's pretty simple. Into this background we will be adding some masks, okay, and there are various ways to add masks. What I do usually is right click anywhere where I want to add mask, effect mask, and choose which mask I want to add. I'll be adding this rectangle mask, so choose this. Let me just change its center properties, translation values 0.5 to 0.5, and that's it. Now let me just reduce its width and height, because the show view controls is checked on, so I can manipulate it in the viewer itself. Okay, so these 4 corners manipulate the size. This is for width, this is for height. So let me just make it somewhere around, I think this is fine, to be honest, or we can even make it like this, because we'll be adding this corner radius also. So I think this is fine. Now you can uncheck this solid. Boom, where is our rectangle? Well, it's there, but because we don't have the solid, so what we can do is we can increase the border width. So let me just make it 0.005. I think this much is fine. This is more thick than our, yeah, and also it has more height also, so something like this. Also a little bit of width, so we can do something like this. I think that will be too much, so instead let's do 0.007. oh sorry 0.0007 0.007. Okay, I think this is fine. Now we have this, so let's do other background stuff also. So after this background, let's add another background. All right, now you can see again we have this stuff in this background, same thing. Or what you can do is delete it. After this, just add a merge, so MRG for merge, short form. Now copy this background and rectangle with Ctrl C, paste it with Ctrl V, and boom, you have this. Connect the output to this input of the foreground, and in this one, let's delete the rectangle mask and instant add an ellipse. Okay, so click on this background, right click, effect mask, and an ellipse. Where is ellipse? Here it is. Again, uncheck solid, increase border width to 0.007. Okay, that is super cool. Now take this ellipse, bring it over here. I think this is fine. Again, show view controls is checked on, so we can see this. Now make it something like this, as you can see over here, this little one. And with the length and position values, let me just make its length to 0.5 and its position to 0.25, and boom, you got yourself this. But now you can see it's coming ahead. Well, that is because its cap style is set to this rounded. Okay, and we need to make it flat. I don't have that. See, so this is also done, this is also done. Now what shall we do next? Well, this was our ellipse, this is others, and again copy all of it, Control C, paste with Control V. Now how to add here, hold shift, and when you see the color change, release that, and that's it. That's how you add stuff in the pipeline. Alright, now let me just delete this ellipse instead. Now this time click on it and Control F to fit to view, right click anywhere, effect mask, let's choose polygon. And by the way, you can right click and uncheck high quality, uncheck motion blur, and also check this auto proxy, you know, just for a moment if you want. Now we can make this whatever it is called. So I can put one here, then with shift I can add one more over here. By the way, I'll not do proxy right now. Then with again shift, it's logged, so somewhat here, then somewhere here, and also one over here. That is it. That's what we want to do. So let me just place this polygon over here, background, and yeah, it's enough. Now again, border width to 0.007. All right, cap style to flat, and you can see that ours is very like linear. We don't want that, so click anywhere first of all and do shift I to insert and modify, and now select these two, hit shift S. Okay, insert, select this and hit shift S and bring this down, again holding shift and bring it here, or you can just play with this, hold shift, bring it down. Maybe selecting these two and hitting shift S would work. Nope, that didn't work out. Now you can make it like this, and this one, select this and bring it above. You know, you have to give it a little bit of time, then only it will be perfect. I'll not say perfect, but at least better. See, it's a little bit rounded now, and same thing with this one. Let me just take it, bring it a little bit down because it is down, and maybe if I'll increase it, yeah, increasing it a little bit worked well. Increasing this a little bit and hold shift, just bring this one here, you know, something like this, hold shift, bring it ahead. So you know, something like this will work out perfectly fine. You can even decrease it if you want, or maybe delete this one, hold shift, bring it down. No, that is not a good call by me. That's a very bad call. And I can bring this a little bit down also. Yeah, so something like this, and maybe this much. Yeah, that is looking good, to be honest. And also maybe a little bit here. Yep, exactly, looking good. Doing the same thing over here with this one, shift S, sorry, select both, shift S, then again make it like this, select both of these, bring both of these down. So you know, as much time you will give to it, perfect and more better it will look. All right, so yeah, this is looking really nice, to be honest. I think this is fine, and we are done with these three. Let's add one more after it because he will be making this part. So Control C, Control V, hold shift, you see color change, release, and in this polygon select all of it, delete, and now it will automatically become this pen. If it hasn't become this pen tool, so you can click over here, okay, this pen button, and it will do the work. Or you can do shift C, both work fine, perfectly fine. So what I'll do is I'll add one here, hold shift, add one here, then okay, so yeah, one here, and then lastly we'll just close it. Again uncheck solid because we don't want solid. Select these two, hit shift S, and also if I'll select this one and with shift again hold shift and bring it a little bit here, move it in a horizontal way. Yep, something like this. Select both of these, shift S, and that is it. Again hold shift and you can increase the size of these handles and it will be a little bit better. Not little bit, much better, to be honest. That is looking super cool. The problem is just it's too big, so reduce the size of it, something like this, and bring it down, put it here. So you know, I think this is better. So we have the border outline part of it and it is looking good. What we can do next is now we will be filling it. So how do we fill that? That is pretty easy. Let me just bring this here just for the ease. So how to do that? Well, there are again bunch of ways you can do that, but the best is again add some backgrounds. That is it. See, now you understand what I'm doing. So now I can create the flow vertically. So what I'll do is I'll put these here, or maybe down here, then again put these here, these also here, and these down here. Okay, so something like this. I'll do this. It's pretty simple, to be honest. Yeah, something like this. Okay, now bring this above Now if you'll come here and hold Alt and then left click, this will add a pipe router. Okay, this is just for the organization purposes, nothing else. So I'll just copy all of that, Control C, paste, Control V, and add it anywhere like this. Now I have copied this one, okay, this mask over here. Now let me just again come here and media out. Yeah, so now to fill it, it's pretty simple. You just need to check solid and here type minus. Okay, and the problem which will be here is, first of all, let's just increase just a tad bit, not too much, and also change the color of that background and make it this blue. Well, you got yourself this blue. It was this simple. Yeah, then after that, Control C to copy, Control to paste, hold shift, add it like this. All right, like this. And here let's delete this polygon, and now let's make another one. So what I'll do is I will do 1 point here, hold shift, 1 point here, hold shift, 1 point here, and connect it like this. Then again what I'll do is click. Okay, solid is turned on. Oh, so we need to change the color also. So change the color to this darker color, and that is it. And no border width change to be done here. Now select all of these, Shift S. Actually, don't do that. Now hold Control and your curves will become something like this. Now first of all, you can click this and hold like Shift and make it something like this, or even don't do that. Select this, hold Control, and you can manipulate single curves like this. Now again hold Shift and increase it, and let me just add another point over here. Let me just bring it down, and again with Shift, also let me just smooth it out with Shift S. Select this, again with Control, bring this down, and boom, voila, you got yourself this nice little darkened part. Now to be honest, all the difficult part has been done, to be really honest with you guys. And what we can do now is we can actually copy all of it, Control C, paste again over here, and now it's just copy pasting and nothing else. Okay, just adding these little parts. Now let's add the shiny part. We can delete this polygon, and you can see this little squarey circle part kind of thing. So what we can do is we can click on this background, right click, background effect mask, and choose a rectangle. That is it. With again view controls is checked on, so I can manipulate it. Yep, and bring it over here and the view itself. So something like this would work, and also I can change the angle of it, but changing angle is not as good as doing other stuff. So we can come here, inspector, and change the angle, and also increase the quantity to 1, put it somewhere around here, reduce the height width. So yeah, this is better for something like this. Okay, looking good. Again Control C, Control V, paste these over here, this rectangle itself, to this background, pick screen color, change it to this one. This time take this rectangle, put it here, change the angle to this. All right, reduce its height, so also width. Okay, so reduce its height, not width, sorry, use its something like this, I think. And also again you can copy this, paste it, put it over here. It's added with Shift, bring this down. So how do you do that is with these arrows, red arrows. So I think this is enough, and now you can just reduce its height to something like this is fine. Oh yeah, this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now it's done. What else do you want to do? Okay, we are pretty much done with, let me just make it 5 again. Okay, so I can make it 3 again. Yeah, that is fine. So maybe 4. 3 was fine, to be honest. Yeah, that is looking good. Okay, so we are done with this handle over here. Okay, one more thing which we need to do is we need to, before all of this, I think this was the part of it. Now this is Control C to copy all of it, Control to paste, put this over here, and again media out. And in this one I will select all of these, delete all of these, select these, hold Shift, and bring these down. So something like this, and I can even just increase its size just a tad bit, not too much, just a tad bit, little bit. Yeah, that is looking good. And again the same thing. Okay, it's not that big of an issue, to be honest. This merge, again you can just type BG, add another background. All right, in this background add another mask. So right click here, effect mask, and choose polygon So where is polygon? Yeah, here it is. And you can mask this part out manually. It is that simple. And the animation part is much simpler. I'll be really honest with you guys, and I'm pretty serious actually. It's simple. See, once you understand the basics, everything is simple, to be honest. So something like this, and you can even increase the border bit if you want. Okay, it's not, again, that not big issue. You can even increase the soft edge if you want. It totally depends. Now come to background, change the color, pick screen color, put it this one. Select this, Control C, Control V, paste it here. Now in this polygon, take this, hold shift and bring it here. Take this, hold shift and bring it this one here. I can also take this one here, this one here, and all that kind of stuff. And in this background, we can make it white. That is it. And also, let me just bring this a little bit above, something like this. Looking super cool. We can tweak it up a little bit more because I don't want the color to bleed in or bleed out, all that sort of stuff. I don't want to have. See, that is looking good. Now comes the part of just one little thing. Okay, just one more little thing. So I can select these, bring these above, select these, bring this here, bring these here. This is all of this handle. So where did we added that ellipse? So we added it here. Okay, after this, what I'll do is I'll again select all of these, Control C, Control V to paste, bring this above, bring this one here, bring this here, something like this. Select shift, again holding shift, and boom, this is added. Now come here and pick screen color, this one, and you can even make it a little bit darker if you want to. And you can see it's changed. Well, we don't want that, so delete this ellipse first of all. Now in this, add polygon again, and doing the same thing, one over here, one over here, one over here. And now you can close it, manipulate a little bit more, and again with holding control you can manipulate single handles too, and it is done. I'll not say pretty much because it is done. No pretty much here. All right, and one more thing which I can do is, oh, what has happened here in the node graph? I'll select these, shift S. I think this is fine. All right, looking good, looking pretty good. Now to create the best part. Well, how do we do that? Again, that is simple. So this is the part of this border, right? So what we will do is, instead of this, let me just take this part out from here, like this border one, and it all will be gone. So we will need to add something here as a canvas. So hit shift plus space bar, type BG, and in here let's connect the output to the foreground input of it. And now you can decrease the alpha to 0. Okay, and now take these two nodes, and after this pipe router, type merge, and in this merge, just connect it simply like this. Why did we do that? You will get to know that later. Okay, so this was pretty much it with this. Also, let's create the background now. So how do we do that? After this merge, let's add another merge, merge. Let's just copy these two, Control to paste, and boom, it's done. Now let me just remove this rectangle just for a moment, and in this rectangle, let's change the color to this pink color. Okay, this is looking super good. Let's add a polygon in this. I'll not connect it right now. Let me just draw something over here. So we will make something like, I'll hold shift, so something like this, and also again POLY. Okay, so one more thing, I'll not attach it to this background, so let me just put it beneath it, yeah, not above it, and delete this rectangle just for a moment. And after this merge, or let's just change its color to, yeah, no, pink was fine. Yeah, it was fine. Control C to copy these, Control to paste. Let's change this background's color again to this indigo bluish, navy blue, whatever. Now connect these polygons over here. Okay, why did I do that? Well, to create these lines. In the first polygon, again 0.007 to the border width. Don't you think that it's too much? To be honest, well, I think that we will be changing its x and y value click anywhere and choose Shift I, select these, hold Shift, bring these here, so something like this. I think, yeah, this is pretty good. And also let me just increase its height, so something like this. I think this is looking pretty good. After this background, I'll again shift the spacebar and type here DUP for duplicate node, and with this we'll be duplicating a stroke. So for that, let me just make 10 copies at least, and in the center value you have this X, and when you'll just increase it, so you'll have something like this. And guess what, after this duplicate you will add another duplicate with another DUP, add it, and this duplicate will duplicate this duplicate. So it's a little bit confusing, I know. And this time you can change this copies to 7, and when you'll translate it on the y-axis this time, it will look something like this. Well, guess what, in this polygon we will be doing same stuff, but something like coming here and here, again hold Shift and make it big, something like this. Then again coming to border width 0.007, yeah, something like this exactly. And also after this polygon you will also be adding one ellipse, so ELP is a short form, and if I zoom it back, oh, you can see you have something like this. So again I'll make it smaller and put it in front of this big stroke, so somewhere around here and something like this. Now if I come to the viewer and hit Ctrl plus F, so it will look something like this. But right now it's just a canvas and we need to put it as it is shown in this clip. So how do you do that? And also one more thing, let me just bring it above and let's make it a little bit smaller. That is cool. And let's click over here, hit Ctrl Z and hit Shift I, and now take this and bring it somewhat to a place where I think that it will look the best. So I think this is where it will look the best. And take the ellipse and put this also over here. Yep, again hit Ctrl F, and I think this is the best. So how do we place it over here? Well, we will be using the same rectangle node, so let me just bring these down. Also this rectangle a little bit down, yep, something like this. Now I'll just copy this rectangle and hit Ctrl Shift V instead of Ctrl V. So this will get an instance node. Okay, and in this instance node, as you can see, let me just add this to both of these. In this instance node, all of the settings are same as this rectangle node. We just need opposite of that. I'll come here, right click on the solid, check the instance, and now you can click on the solid. As you can see, you have. Also you can come to this border width, right click the instance, and boom, you got yourself this. And also add a minus here. Yeah, I think this much is fine. The next thing is, yeah, I think this much is fine. Nothing else to add. One thing which you can do is you can add more duplicates. So, or even make these a little bit closer. Instead of adding more and more, you can just make these a little bit closer. So something like this. This is fine. One more thing. After this merge, add another BG background, and in this background, let's again change its color to this pink and add a rectangle mask RCT. I'll tap RCT over here. Again, show view controls is checked on. So if I'll place it on above, so it will place above, but we don't want that. We will be placing it between these. That's why I added these lines after the background. Select all of it and put it over here. So it's between our strokes and also this pink background. So let me just increase its corner radius to 1. Yeah, that is great. But some changes which we can do is reduce the height, increase the width just a tad bit, maybe also bring it above. Exactly. And this is looking super cool. We can even increase the height just a tad bit more, so you know, something like this. And lastly, one more layer of color which will be dark pink, as you can see over here. So I'll put this over here, and yeah, so after this I'll select all of it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and hold Shift, and I'll attach it in the pipeline. Alright, and in this background, again change its color to this one. Instead of this rectangle this time, I will choose POLY for polygon. Now I'll come here and add one over here, hold Shift, one over here, and another one over here. Again hold Shift and then close it. And you know now what to do. Select this one, Control, bring this one over here. Select this one with Control, bring this one over here. So you know, something like this will work pretty fine. Again, doing the same thing over here. Select this one, Control, bring this one over here. Select this one, Control, bring this one over here a little bit more on this side. So I think this much is enough. And select this, hold Shift, bring this over here. With Control, we can even manipulate it further, but you can see we have the same results. The last thing which is left is the paint itself. that will be done before this background. Okay, so it will be done after this. Again, BG after this merge with shift plus spacebar, and let me just bring this a little bit down, and in this background add POLY, that's for a polygon, and let me just do media out to see that. Also one more thing, change its color to this pink, and yeah, that is fine. In this polygon, make anything which you want, literally select add point like this, hold shift again, and bring this above, something like this. So whatever literally you want to make, you can make that. And lastly, I'll make it something like this. Okay, now I'll come to this polygon again, select all, hit shift S. I'll just select these two and hit shift L. Yeah, I'll just select these, shift S, and that is pretty much it. See, it's total random. You can give it time and make it perfect again, or you can just keep it as it is. It's totally up to you. Or what I can do is I can maybe select these, shift S. Yep, that is looking good. Come here, shift S, looking good. Select this, shift S. Yeah, we can do that. Alright, no issue. Or instead, let's just again select all of it and hit shift S. That is fine. Now comes the part of animating it. Or let me just do one thing. Let me just bring this, select these, hold shift, bring these a little bit down, select these, bring this a little bit above. So something like this. Control left to fit it to view. Now we are pretty much done with all of the image part. Alright, this is kind of a little bit of mess. Let's make it perfect. Yeah, this is fine now. So we are pretty much done with all of that, to be honest. Okay, and now what we will do is we will animate it. That's it. But how do we do that? Well, after this merge, type XF, hit enter, and now come on to the 0 frame and put a keyframe. Come to the last one, put a keyframe. Come somewhere in between, like 150, and let's bring it above. So something like somewhere around here, I think. One more thing which we need to do is, let me just come over here, and in this part, or what we can do is just simply take this transform from here and put it here, but then all of it will just go away or go up, which we don't want. So what to do? This is the question. If I'll select all of it and if I'll put this after all of this, then it will be above, which we don't want. So what we can do is, let me just again put it back over here, and instead of this transform over here, let me just come here in this background and size. Let's again take this transform back and put it where it was earlier. Yeah, something like this is fine. And if we play it once, so you can see what is happening, it will go up and then finally it will come back to the original place where it was. Alright, we can mask this out also with this transform itself. So how do you do that? Well, it's pretty same. Onto this merge, type RCT, and boom, you can see it will be masked out. Onto 0 frame, it will be somewhere around here. Yep, that is great. So add a keyframe on its center property, and 150, it should be vanished away, like properly vanished away. Now the last keyframe, it should be back again. So yeah, that's it. Alright, I don't know why this rectangle came here. It should be here. Now we are pretty much done. We just need to animate this. So how do we do that? So one more thing, we don't need this rectangle over here. We can put it back where it was earlier. I can delete this background, put this merge over here. Maybe delete this merge. We don't even need this merge. Put this background over here. Also this rectangle over here. And if this rectangular line is a little bit irritating, so what you can do is right click here and then choose options, and here uncheck show instance links. It will not show your instant link, okay? But I'll do that just for the easier purpose, you know. So I can do Control T to put everything in front, I think. No, that is not good at all. So now as you can see, again, this is the problem which I was talking about earlier, that this will show up now. So we will have this. What we can do is we can select all of it, put it away, connect it here, connect this with another merge basically. So type MERGE, another merge, put this here and connect this merge to this merge. Now if I'll see media out, it should work. I'm not sure, but it should work. And here, let me just do this. Yeah, and it did work out actually pretty well. That is great. So what is next? Yeah, so this will not go up now. Okay, And also we have this problem. So instead of this, what we'll do is, like, we have this duplicate part of it which we don't want basically. So we don't need this. We can add, like, we literally need nothing over here. So this one is fine. Select all of it, bring it down. Let's see, is it still working? Yeah, it is working indeed, and you can see it is working perfectly. Oh my, this is looking super great. Now we just need to move this. So again, it is pretty simple. We can come here. I think it is this rectangle which is doing all of it. Yeah, it's this rectangle part. One thing you can do is you can select all of it. Again, hold shift away from it and then connect. Let me just connect this part first of all to this. And now I can take the merge output and put it over here with the single merge. This is the first thing which I will do. And also let me just take all of this over here, put all of this here, then put all of this here, put all of this here, all this here, just for the easier purpose of this instance that we see. And all of this here above. Again, background here, mask here, or maybe background here and mask here. All of these polygons, ellipse over here, duplicate. Alright, same with these. Select all of it, just arranging these in a way which will be easier for you to understand. Yep, I think this is fine. We can bring this a little bit down. Yep, that is it. And now I can take this rectangle and put it over here. Alright, I can type XF transform after this. Okay, and in this XF transform, first of all, I don't know why it is not visible right now. Maybe I need to do this. It should work. It is working till here. Well, that is great. Why isn't it visible over here? Okay, so we need something again. So how do we do that? Come here, type BG, any random BG, this here, alpha outed. That is it. And now how do we connect it with this? Again, in this transform, right click on the center, choose modify with offset position. Come here to modifiers. In this position, right click and connect to path 1 position. That is it. Now if we play from beginning, as you can see, it will just move on like this. But this is again still what we don't want. So what do we want finally? Well, we will be placing this transform after this merge. So take it from here and put it over here. That is it. Now if I play from the beginning, it should work. Well, why isn't it working? Okay, again take it back from here. Now let me just put it back over here. Beginning. Why? Yeah. Right click on position, connect to path 1 position. Now this will happen. So let's delete this transform, and in this instance itself, right click on the center, D instance, right click on the center, connect to path 1 position. Or that is super cool. Yep, that is actually super cool. It is working. See, in a way which we opted for. Now you can also come to this rectangle and polygon and do the same thing. Right click, modify, connect to path 1 position. It will be like this and it will work. Yeah, doing the same thing over here. Polygon 6, right click, modify with, connect to path 1 position. And now if I'll play it from the beginning, it is working, but we will be having this problem again. So maybe, okay, so this is not working. How do we get this to work? Is by taking this merge, alright, from here, because this contains this outline part, and attaching it after this merge. I think we did that earlier. So let me just take this pipe router over here, and after this merge, add another merge, you can see, like this, and take the output of this merge and now place it on top. And by doing this, it should work. Not on top, but you know. Okay, so on top. Yeah, and also I can copy this transform, place it over here, you know, so that it should be like this. Yeah, now it's working. Let's take the media out and let's view it now. And after all of this sort of mess, we should be having something like this. Well, that is pretty much it for this one. And I hope that you like this one. And if you do, then you know what to do. You know the drill. So let me just again arrange it in a way. And the link to all of these motion graphics under 20-minute files will be in description below. As you know, I think this took more than 20 minutes. Of course, it took more than 20 minutes. But you know, it was a little bit hectic. And I haven't created this from scratch. I created this from scratch. I haven't done this thing earlier. So it is a little bit like this, because it will take time for me also to understand why and how all of it is done. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope that you understood all of that, and again, link is provided in the description below. Grab your file as soon as possible. And this is the node graph. Again, as simple as that. This is me again signing off, and you will get yourself this. Peace out.